We'll just demonstrate how to fill a hole in the wall. And basically there was an air conditioning unit here in this
put that one up
in that wall here, so we've just replaced it with a new one, Panasonic, so that left a hole in the wall. We've got it bricked from the other side, but we just need to patch this hole with a plasterboard. So what we have done so far is we've gone to our local hardware store, we've bought two long pieces of timber, about 35mm wide and about 90mm long, and we got it cut into two. And then we measured up the window size, or the gap size, and then we've just stuck those two cut to size pieces into those studs here on either side. Yeah, so what
can't really see it.
Yeah, what we've done is we've just drilled nails or screws at 45-degree angle. So there's two there, two and two on each side. So that holds these nice and firm. And there's two screws here up in that stud. There's a stud here, and two screws here in that stud as well. So these are nice and firm. They're not going anywhere. So we'll just need to put two more studs here, two more timbers here, and then we'll just put the plasterboard on, screw it, and then tape it around all these corners, and hopefully that should cover off this hole quite well, and then we'll paint it on the top in the end. So that's the game plan for the time being.
You need a piece 390mm, 390, and then we always like to cut the wood square, so if you've got a set square it's always good, or you can do two measurements and use a ruler. So I can get that to line up right. There we go. Now, as you can see, we're doing this on the second level of a house, so when we cut the wood, make sure you don't drop the other bit onto the car.
There's a car there. First piece of plank that we need to use, and we're trying to cut the second one now.
And again, off the edge. There, got it. So they're tight, but they should fit pretty good. But it'll do. So just pre-drilling so that when we put the screws in, they go where we want them to go. You could use a nail gun if you had a nail gun, but
it'll be a broke.
we don't have one.
Yeah.
We start the screws so that then they're easier when I get the wood in place.
That's a better idea.
Just so that you see them start to come through the end of the wood, and then it's easier to get purchase on the timber. Oh. So now the screws are pointing through the end slightly, which hopefully will make it easier for me to get it into position. Is that hammer? And then we'll line up the top. Yeah, perfect. So start the drill vertical, get a grip, don't go too far or you'll break the drill bit.
Yep. I think I have already. Anyway.
Yeah. So you only want to go in about when you're starting vertical.
Yeah.
You only probably want to go in about 2 mil.
Right.
Yeah. Something to grip on. It will just follow the hole you've already drilled.
So suddenly became tight.
So hopefully, say line up, get the bottom bit right first, and then get the hammer just there. So you get the bottom right first, and do one end first. Don't try to do both at the same time. Yep.
Alrighty. Trying to roll these in.
Cool. Yep. Yeah, close enough. Alright.
I think we have a sub window now.
So now we have the frame built and in. Now we've just got to go cut the plasterboard and attach. Now, technically, for the gap, we probably should put another stud here in the middle here, straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Just because it's such a wide bit of plasterboard, if someone presses on it, when it's in, it could flex and then could crack all the surround. So we'll probably cut that now.
Stick it in.
That's what you tell all the girls. So go like this, don't try and put it in. So go like this, like that, and then go in, and then bash it in like that. Very easy.
Alright, so here we are, and we'll cut the plasterboard. So this is a sheet that we bought from the hardware store as well, pre-cut. Obviously it's a little bit bigger for our requirements, so we've taken our dimensions. So we need a piece which is a 450 mil high and about 675 mil deep. So measure it, label it, and then we'll just use a box cutter or a Stanley knife to just draw our line, and then we'll just try and crack it open. That's it. See how easy it is?
And then
It's very
cut the paper off from the other side. Boom. Now, what was the other one?
this so 675 and 450. Yeah.
Measurements, we've done them about around 5 mil smaller than they need to be, so that when we put it in the wall, we've got a little bit of a gap that we've got to fill.
So yeah, we'll fill that gap with a pre-mix. I don't know, is it a cement or?
Yeah, it's rock, it's like plaster mix stuff.
Okay.
Alright, let's go see if it fits.
Alright. Alright, here we are. Trying to fill this in.
You got that pencil there somewhere?
Pencil is here.
So what we want to mark is where this center piece is.
So that we can put screws on it later on.
And then,
or we can use a stud detector.
yeah. draw a line down the middle. There's two different surfaces. You want to put the lighter surface out. Try again. And it doesn't need to be too accurate, you just gotta just fall. So we bought some plasterboard specific screws so that they've got a wider head on them for when you drill into the plasterboard. And if you put the screws in a little bit, you notice that I kept going a little bit. That's when we fill it over, you'll fill those holes and you won't. Oop.
Did I move it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit, you know, because if you go too far, you'll crack the plasterboard. And then you want to just put a liberal amount. And you make sure you don't leave any tools behind the board when you put the board up.
Did we?
No.
I just thought of something.
We can check the video later.
Yeah.
Oh, that one I probably went in a little bit far.
That's okay, as long as it doesn't crack, it's all
Yeah.
good. Maybe one in the middle, you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you probably don't need too many, but one in the... If you have a normal cordless drill, it probably won't be as loud as that. Alright, so that's in. Done. Now we need to fill. So, I actually don't think we need to put that. The gap's not that big, man. Maybe we can do it with just the fill.
Alright, so we've tried to fill that hole with a, do you want to show us what the mix is called? It's a Gyprock multi-purpose. That's we bought it from Bunnings, if you're in Australia, that is. So yeah, just apply
a liberal amount, and then we'll smooth it over in a second with the other tool. You want, because what you want to be able to do is when this is all dry. Oh.
That's okay. We've got Christmas paper, gift wrapping paper that you buy in bulks every year and never use it. So
yeah, so you once this is dry, it then gives you the ability to sand it off, and so you then sand it off smooth. It doesn't need to be that smooth at this point because you're going to sand it anyway. And we could have used some tape to fill the hole, but it's not a very big gap, so we bought a roll of the joining tape here as well. So if the gap was going to be large, you could then put this around the gap, and it just adds a bit of strength.
yeah, but we were right with our measurements, so our
The gap's not
that big, so we can just fill it up with that pre-mix. So
and we bought a massive tub, so we may as well use some of it.
yes,
Yeah.
I will use the rest for making ice cream.
Yeah. Baby cake.
Yeah.
Alright, so then make sure you fill all the screw holes as well. And then you may need to do another coating of this after it dries. It may. So we've gone a little bit in here with the wall. So the board we put in is about 3 mil in on the wall. So what I'm doing here is filling the plasterboard up, so when we sand it, when it all dries, you can sand a gradual I don't know, gradient I suppose you'd call it, into this gyprock, so that then you don't notice that the two bits of board are at different lengths, heights. Alright.
Yep, so it's a nice and even surface ready for painting.
Where's the other?
That's trouble, yeah.
So we bought this other for about $1.50 I think. And this should smooth it off for us and get us a nicer finish. So then when it gets sanded at a later stage, it's not as hard to sand. And you want to make sure you get all the bubbles out as well. You might, when you sand, you might want to peel this off. It's got Velcro there. Alright, man.
This looks pretty good. So I think that's all we could do for the time being. We just have to wait for this mix to dry up so that we can just sand off the...
And as you can see, it's already started drying, so it changes colour. So you'll see here that this lighter colour, which looks very similar colour to the wall, that's what colour the whole lot will go once it's dry.
Alright, so that's how the wall looks after it has been sanded and painted. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.